Hi, my name is Teresa, and this is my audience. I have Heather, Kathy, and Brenda, and Marcine is going to film for me today. Imagine yourself sitting in the doctor's office, and you have just been told you need a new liver. And with your permission, your doctor will add your name to the United Network of Organ Sharing database. Well, after your initial shock, you'll go to the realization that, well, you really don't want anybody to die. You know that if you do not get an organ, you soon will be dead. I hope this does not sound familiar to you, but for over 100,000 people on a waiting list, this ethical torn feeling is something that they deal with as a daily reality. Becoming an organ donor can be one of the most important decisions you can make for yourself and for somebody else's life. According to Wikipedia, an organ donation is a biological tissue or organ that comes from a human body, living or dead, and goes to a living recipient in need of a transplant. There are several organs that can be donated, but the most common is heart, lung, liver, and kidney. LivingDonor101.com shares that in 1968, Congress actually passed a Uniform Anatomical Gift Act. This governs the donations in all the states. In 2006, there was a uniformity state law enacted, so all the states are uniform now. So let's look at why it's so important to become an organ donor. According to WebMD.com, there are over 105,000 people in the United States waiting for an organ on this list. 4,000 people are added to that list daily, and 18 people on that list will die each day waiting for the organ. 1/3 is waiting for a kidney, and the average wait for a kidney is about 15 months. Now, most organ donations come from deceased donors, but about 6,000 will come from transplants during the year will come from live donors. You should become an organ donor for several reasons. The number one is that you can save a life of somebody else. You do not need to be a doctor, a medic, or a superhero to do this. Just being yourself, you have the power to save a life. Another reason is that becoming an organ donor sometimes will help your family cope with the loss that they're suffering. Knowing that you have given to someone else to become, to have a continuing to life or to have a better life, a second chance of life, sometimes will help them with their grieving process. Another reason is you should know that there is a transplant team that actually works with your blood and tissue type and matches that up to the best match for the recipients, so that you can feel that indeed your donation can help somebody. They're trying to make the best match for a successful transplant. According to the United Network of Organ Sharing, there are lots of myths out there about why people do not want to be an organ donor. I would like to dispel a few of those for you. Myth number one, the ER doctor in the hospital will not care about saving my life if they know that I'm an organ donor. Absolutely not true. Your life is the most important thing to the hospital and the doctors. Organ donation cannot even be considered until you have been declared brain dead by a physician. Another myth, I cannot have an open casket for my funeral if I donate organs. Again, not true. Your organs and tissues that you donate will be surgically removed, just like if you had a gallbladder taken out. So very little scars, and your body will not appear any differently for the casket at the funeral. Also, if you think about it, you're fully clothed. So that's not an issue. Another myth, I'm way too old. I can't donate. What do they want from me? There is no cutoff for donating organs. Your medical condition at the time of your death will determine what organs and tissue you can donate. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you are under 18, you have to have parental consent to be an organ donor. Okay, another myth. My family is going to get charged by the hospital for me donating those organs. Not true. There will never be a charge to you, your family, your estate at all for harvesting the organs and tissues that you've donated. Last myth that I'll share with you is my religion prohibits organ donation. Okay, all organized major religions support organ donation. As a matter of fact, they consider it an act of charity. Okay, so now that you know why you should be a donor, and you know the truths about the myths that are out there, you're ready to sign up. So, how do you become an organ donor? You can register with your state's site right online. It's called organdonor.gov. Or when you renew your license, tell them you want to be an organ donor and fill out the necessary paperwork at that time. This that I'm showing you here is right off the state of Iowa's organ donor registry. As you'll see, very little information. They want your name, your address, an email, and date of birth. The next part of the registry is this form. This is where you choose. You choose what organs you want to donate, what tissue you want to donate. Do you want to donate them for somebody on the transplant list, or do you want to do it just for research? Or do you want to do it for both? Your choice. This is it. This is all there is to sign up and be an organ donor. Please, though, everybody who signs up to be an organ donor, talk to your family. They need to know that you've signed up to be an organ donor. They also need to know that it's your wish. Help them understand why you've chose that. Obviously, at the time that this will all take place, you can't speak for yourself any more than the fact you've signed up. So talk to your family and let them know that you have made this decision. I am a registered donor, organ donor, so is my husband and both my kids, which, by the way, happen to be 19 and 24. But they also found it very important. So here's what I want to leave you with. Everyone wants to say they've saved a life. Becoming an organ donor, you actually can say, I saved a life. Organ donation is a way to selflessly give back to others and to help somebody else survive. The reality is that the number of people on the organ donor list far outnumbers the number of organs available. You can change this. Thank you. I'm emotional.